It's 5 in the morning. Young students of Sakya Academy are getting up from sleep. Preparing for their long day ahead. The students, after getting up, are seen making their bed and completing all their morning rituals. They are also observed cleaning their rooms and the dormitories. Located at Purukul in the city of Dehradun, the Sakya Academy provides students with education and wisdom. One of the 4 major schools of Buddhism evolving out of Tibet is the Sakya school. For centuries, they have proudly and with honor imparted education and spread the Buddhist ideology among young students. In relation to continuing this beautiful culture of imparting education and wisdom, the Sakya Academy was inaugurated and established in Dehradun in 2010, with the first batch of students arriving in 2015. The head of the Sakya school at the present moment is the 43rd Sakya Trizen, His Holiness Kondung Gyana Vajra Rinpoche. A direct descendant of the distinguished Khan lineage that established the Sakya school with many outstanding masters. Rinpoche's birth was accompanied by auspicious signs, blessing the Sakya Dolma Phodran with the arrival of another spiritual heir of an unbroken succession of highly realized masters.
Many years ago, in Doon School, which we have in Dehradun, one of the best schools in India, Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama, was invited at the Founders' Day, and also my Guruji, my father, also was invited. And I followed them, and when I saw the performance of the kids, the dancing, the singing, the speech, I was very inspired. I was very amazed by how confident they are, how extremely well behaved and all that. And at that time, as I was watching the performance on the stage, in my mind, it occurred to me that if our kids can also perform like that, our kids can also be with such confidence and such manner, how that kind of a question rise in my mind. And so that was really the beginning of the Sakya Academy where we started. At the beginning, when we were making the schedule, when we were trying to make the contemporary education and also the Buddhist education, I told them that I just need 2 hours a day of religious practice. The rest of the day, as normal schools are, because since I have never been to any school myself, I was also taught at home. So I didn't really know much about the regular curriculum, but I told them that I just need 2 hours, 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening, and that is enough for me to, because since we have now 12 years, because our school is from first class till class 12, so that gives us 12 years of education. So that's why I thought 2 hours was sufficient, because at the same time I didn't want to put too much pressure on the kids to learn Buddhist, because these are very deep, these are very complicated teachings. So I thought to keep it light, so that kids also have, of course, do maths, history, science, and all these other studies. So we kept a very a good balance, I thought. When we began, one of the first challenges was to convince our elders, because this is a very new concept, combining the academic education with Buddhist values. So we had to convince that this is the right methods to teach our younger children, because one must understand that in Tibet and in older generations, the communication, there was no internet, there's no global communication was very less, you know, almost like what's happening in this village, the next village didn't really know what's happening here. But since this is a internet era where everybody knows straight away, we needed not just for oneself but also for the monastery, for our community, to be up to date with the modern education. So when we explained in this way, then they understood the importance of this kind of education, and we were accepted. And beyond that, then of course when we acquired this land, we have never run any school. Running a school and running a monastery was totally different experience. So since we didn't have any school, this is the first school we are running. So we had to learn a lot of things. But more than that, then of course we have to get the permission from the government to acquire the land. This took almost more than a decade altogether. I really hope and pray that other Buddhist community will also pick up and build such schools in their own community, because we have a very large Buddhist community all over the world. And I believe in order to sustain as a Buddhist community, I think this kind of education system is very much needed. And we are doing schools of course in India. We're also hoping to do some in Nepal and some other Buddhist neighboring countries, especially we already started in Mongolia. We are doing a school in Mongolia also. Guruji sent me to Mongolia to look after some of the temples. And then when I was there, I felt really like a home. Although it was my first time going to Mongolia, but Mongolia, I felt it was something that I have always known, or it felt very familiar. The food, the people, everything was I felt very close to it.
The Academy is progressing day to day. Along with the mental growth of students, the Academy is also focused on improving the infrastructure, slowly and steadily with time. The construction of a multi-purpose hall is in the process. The hall could be used for numerous things like sports, small programs, speeches, drama, and monastery purposes. A devoted sponsor of the Academy has sponsored the construction. Even though there has been a delay, the construction is now in full flow. The construction of a biology lab, physics lab, and a chemistry lab is also underway.
Also, we are building a new, much bigger library. For me, library and temple is I keep them in the same space.
In the modern world of instant gratification, His Holiness Gyana Vajra Rinpoche feels it is important to instill the right values and motivation in students from a very young age. Kids also serve lunch to each other, which helps them gain vital experience, as well as teaches them the values of a self-sustaining life. They are often divided into teams, with each team serving each other turn by turn. The Academy made efforts towards doing some vegetable plantation since the Academy had some land. With the efforts reaping good fruits, the Academy has now begun an initiative to do full-scale vegetable plantation.
sports, you can learn a lot from, right off the top of my mind, I can say like leadership, teamwork. And basically, it's like almost like a life circle itself.
Senior teams are doing slightly better because I can see their passing is very well. Few good, very good players in the. Oh!
Because every match, every game, every time you play, you are playing for your. Because sport is something that you can't play just by yourself. You need team, you need opposition, you need all kinds of things. So basically, I always also tell my kids that when you play, you just don't play just kicking a ball. Because you have to play with your team. Anybody can join Sakya Academy. We don't accept younger than 5 years old. We feel that it's too young for them to be away from their family. Other than that, there's no such thing that we have to go from certain families or certain background. Literally anybody can join. They have to understand that we give academy education with Buddhist values and Buddhist teachings. So that's the only thing they have to understand. And then anybody can join basically.
Sakya Academy makes efforts to offer the best of both worlds. Along with ancient wisdom, the kids gain tremendous knowledge regarding the modern world. This helps them gain vital experience as well as helps them live a self-sustaining life. This education helps them whether they are at home, at the monastery, or trying to make a name in the outside world. Yet the Academy also tries to imbibe within them Buddhist values and traditions so that they follow the righteous path. Therefore, the Sakya Academy provides its students the best environment to progress in the world by providing them a combination of two vastly different yet beautiful modes of education and understanding.